again to the audience for questions, I guess, right? I see a hand back here, a gentleman in a hat. Walk back real quick. Sir, can I ask you to stand up, please? Willie Wells?
Sure.
What would you like to share with us tonight?
Well, sir, I'd like to share with all of us tonight is that we're here serving a purpose. The purpose is to try to stop the young men, our young sons and daughters, from doing crime. And we're here. We're a force. We're together right now. Right now is the greatest time of all to show that we are together. Now, if an army can get together and fight a war, like I was in, World War II, we can do the same thing with our children. And we're doing it by coming together like here, loving the police officers. You know, I never thought in my life that I, Willie Wells, would love a police officer, but I care for them, but I do. And I learned to like and respect them because they're doing a marvelous job, and they can do a better job, a much better job, a greater job, if we all come to one. Hey, telling is not easy, but it's not that hard that we can cause lives to be lost.
Not at all.
My daughter is gone. She probably will never return. But by groups like this, my daughter was Robin Griggs. Man knocked on the door and went to the door, boom, shotgun, blowed half her head off. The police officers, they come out and they done a tremendous job trying to find out everything they could do. I'm glad I didn't find out at that time. But God has blessed me to be here tonight to talk to you people and to say, hey, let's come together. Let's do what we got to do. Let's tell on the people that's committing some of those crimes. We can't just keep on going on and not speaking the truth.
Willie Wells.
Yes, sir.
Well said. Thank you, sir. And I'm sorry for your loss. Harley.
And we have so much emotion out here tonight, but also inspiration. So we want to talk now to Nadia Brigham. Now, Nadia, thank you first for being here tonight. You grew up in a poor single-parent family in Benton Harbor. Now, what are you doing? You're working now with the Kellogg Foundation to help kids in those same circumstances. How?
So the Kellogg Foundation is a international foundation, national international foundation focused on kids 0 to 8. We focus in the areas of educated kids, healthy kids, and secure families, financially secure families. We've chosen Grand Rapids as one of the places that we're going to focus on. To date, we've invested $35 million. And what we're trying to do is really look at prevention in terms of educating kids. By the time we get to violence, you've hit the end of the road, right? When people are killing themselves, that's at the end of the continuum. And there's not much we can do when a child or a young person or Mr. Wells' daughter has died. So what we try to do is start at the beginning. Because I guarantee if you follow these young men, these young women who are involved in these violent acts, you follow them back to their early childhood years, many of them don't have opportunities. So we're focused in 4 core neighborhoods in Grand Rapids where we are looking at little kids who don't have access to early childhood education.
You want to start as early as possible.
As early as possible to make sure that they understand, their parents understand, we engage their parents. We try to put leaders in front of them that look like them, that understand their culture, that celebrate their culture. And then we try to put a level of support around the parents. That's at the individual level. But there's also the systemic level. We look at the structures, we look at the programs, we try to make sure that the programs are culturally competent, are racially equitable, we look at policies, and make sure that we're engaged in the community.
Nadia Brigham with Kellogg Foundation, thank you so much. Brian?
Jerry Bishop, you had your hand up earlier. Would you stand up for a second? What do you want to share with us?
You know, one of the things that I think that's been lost in our dialogue, even though it's been mentioned by Sarita and the young lady in the front, was the void for engagement for young men 16 to 25. I support everything that Nadia said, but in West Michigan, it's almost as if we have a donut where everything on the perimeter of these young men is taken care of, but our young men 16 to 25 are living in a void. They don't have basic resources. From the biblical context, Cain killed his brother. Prior to killing his brother, God asked Cain, "Cain, why are you angry?" Very rarely are we expending a wide-scale effort to talk to Cain, to provide Cain's needs, to try to talk him out of this conflict attitude. At the same time, you know, I've been advocating now for close to 15 years that West Michigan create a state of emergency. Our children are not killing people. Our young men, our sons, even though they have taken a life, they are still our sons. And there's such a void in how we engage them that they're missing out on basic things in life. They don't dress well, contrary to popular opinion. They don't bathe, they don't shower. They have minimal to no economic means. They're hungry. If you look at the predominant number of armed robberies, they're under $25.
Focus on these young men, that's what you're saying.
Absolutely, instead of focusing on the incarceration piece or developing the entire momentum for our under 16 children. I think it's great that we're raising up our young children, and there's an issue on the attendance and things of that nature within the public schools, and I think they're doing a great job. But the vast majority of these heinous crimes are committed by an audience that we perpetually neglect emotionally, financially,
We've got to find a way to
spiritually.
break through.
Absolutely.
Pastor Bishop, thank you for your
Thank
time.